Jason and I wrapped up our trip to New York before going our separate ways. He headed to Pittsburgh to visit his grandmother, and I came up to Boston to spend time with my side of the family. Before meeting up with everybody, I had a day completely to myself. After making my introvert's guide to New York, I figured, why not see what an introvert's day looks like in Boston? Already, I can tell you at least my hotel room was a lot bigger in Boston than in Manhattan. One of my favorite parts about traveling alone is actually the in-between moments. Here in Boston for me, it's a bus ride, and many people also take the train, or the T as they call it, sitting by the window and just watching a city move around you. And then we reached my destination, which was Harvard Square.
Nope, we're not taking any summer courses at Harvard. I'm a bit surprised because I thought the bus would let me in front of the square, but it actually let me off at the transit center. It's not chaotic right now because it is summertime and the students are out. But I see this is where the liveliness is happening.
One thing I appreciate about cities is that they always seem to have these little pockets of calm. Harvard Square has plenty of energy, but just a short walk away, it already feels quieter. As an introvert, I think that's something I've learned to look for when I travel. Not necessarily escaping people, but finding spaces where I can slow down and take everything in at my own pace.
When people picture Boston, they probably think of historic landmarks, crowded streets, and it's the kind of city where every corner has a story. New York City was about carving space for yourself amongst the chaos, whereas here in Boston, well, there's already plenty of built-in quiet pockets that it's pretty overwhelming what to do. Because being an introvert doesn't mean you don't want to experience the city. You just want to experience it at your own pace. I'm gonna go ahead and start off the afternoon at the most Cambridge of all places, at Harvard Yard. I just got away from the chaos of Harvard Square. Even though it's summertime, there's still a lot of things going on. I think there's a lot of tourists, and then I see there were a lot of student-led tours for, I guess, students who are interested in coming here. So it was a bit louder than I expected out there, but once I got here to the Harvard Yard, I felt a sense of peace. It's like a super mini Central Park, like a sliver of it. So great place to just walk around and clear your mind. I'm really taking advantage of the fact that regular classes aren't in session right now. It's a warm day today in Boston, so I appreciate these tall old trees providing shade. I also think it's a little bit more crowded than usual right now because of World Cup. You know, the Tartan Army was just in Boston about a week ago. And we're back on the street, specifically Massachusetts Avenue.
Woo! Woo! Some Norwegian fans were cycling around because at the time of this filming, Norway was playing France the next day in Foxborough.
Cool. I got to see some Norwegian tourists. Just a little preview, I guess, for later this summer when I go to Norway. Here we are at our next stop in Cambridge, the Harvard bookstore. Yes, I know it may seem like a cop-out to say, oh, okay, go to a bookstore, you introvert. But it's not just any bookstore. This bookstore was founded in 1932 and is actually independent, so it's not really affiliated with the university. So I really like that. I really like how it continues to maintain its authentic roots. Shall we go in? But we're just gonna stop at the first floor really quickly because you'll see. Oh, hold up, Grolier Poetry Bookshop? Hey, remember we did visit the Grolier Club in New York City. I might just peek my head in there really quickly after going to the Harvard bookstore.
I think bookstores are one of the most introvert-friendly places you can visit. Everyone's quietly doing their own thing, whether they're browsing the shelves or searching for their next favorite read. There's no pressure to rush. You can just wander and see what catches your eye. Also, I think a lot of people like to stop in here to buy items with Harvard University printed on them. I don't blame them. I'm the same way when it comes to my alma mater, UCLA.
Who knew you can get teas and spices at a bookstore, but I guess you can here at the Harvard bookstore. Oh, no way. I love The Great Gatsby. That's one of my favorite books. In fact, I tried to learn that book really well, like in and out, so that way I could use it on my AP literature test. in 12th grade, so that way I could pass it. Literature wasn't really my strong suit. I was more of a math and science person, but guess what? Because I learned The Great Gatsby in and out, I was able to write that essay and I passed it with a 4. And then got out of my literature requirement at UCLA, only to take more science classes. Okay, just something to keep in mind for when my niece is old enough. She's still a baby right now. So it's pretty busy up here on the first floor, but where the magic really happens for introverts is on the second floor. Very typical for an introvert, right? To just go downstairs. Watch your head. Well, good thing that I'm short, so I'm in no danger of hitting my head.
On the second floor is where the used books are sold. I always make a point of checking out the used book section. Every book here has already lived a little life with someone else before finding its way back onto these shelves. You never know what hidden gem you're going to come across. I think this is where I easily could lose track of time. There's something relaxing about slowly browsing shelf after shelf without any particular destination. It's one of those activities that lets you recharge while still feeling like you're exploring. Agatha Christie? I read a lot of her mystery novels in high school. I wasn't necessarily shopping for myself today. I wanted to find something to bring home for my niece. Books make great souvenirs because, unlike a t-shirt or a keychain, they have a way of keeping a trip alive long after you've gone home.
Gonna get this for my niece. I mean, can't start physics too early, right?
I bought the book, and yes, I did end up reading it to her on this trip.
Oh, don't forget, behind the Harvard bookstore is the Grolier poetry store. So let's make a quick dip in there. I actually don't know too much about poetry, but now that I'm older and out of school, way out of school many years, sure, why not? Let's just check it out. No, that's not poetry. That's the actual instruction on how to open the door.
They made it clear that they carried only poetry books here, and there's a hefty penalty for shoplifting, which brings me back to all of those after-school sessions in 11th grade where I had to ask for help from my English teacher about understanding iambic pentameter. I still don't get it, but hey, I still love Shakespeare. I didn't say much inside because, well, it felt almost wrong too. It was one of those places where the silence is part of the experience. If you've watched my New York Introvert vlog, you'll know that one of my favorite ways to explore a city is by going for a run. Boston was no different.
It wouldn't be an introverted time in Boston without running, right? I mean, it's home of the Boston Marathon, so what better way to honor it? Running along these brick buildings, yeah, they're giving off an academic vibe, so it totally feels introverted. So not only am I doing an introverted activity, which is running along the Charles River Esplanade, but I'm running along these buildings. I'm not really sure what I'm running up against. I'm sorry, I don't know this area very well. But what I do know is I'm having a great time recharging my batteries running out here. Introverts gotta eat, so let's go look for a cafe to go have lunch. And naturally, because we're here in Boston, we are gonna go to Tatte.
Yeah, this got my attention. Desserts. Oh my goodness, these desserts look really fancy. They just remind me of Olenstein. Remember how we had that vegan passion fruit cheesecake? So many choices, getting overwhelmed here. They got scones, croissants, and I think that's what I'm going to go ahead and get, a croissant. Guess we'll go with the theme of pistachio and get a pistachio croissant. They also have a nice seat over there, but it's just me, so I'm just going to sit at the counter. I already set up shop over here. I kind of feel bad taking up a table for two. Every introvert needs a place to recharge. For me, that's usually a cafe where I can slow down for a little while before heading back out. I'll save the full review of Tatte Bakery in another video, so make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell for when that vlog drops. One thing I've learned about traveling is that I don't have to stay in the busiest part of the city to enjoy it. Sometimes it's the neighborhoods just outside the tourist center that end up feeling the most comfortable. Here we are on the bus to head out of Cambridge and cross the bridge to Allston. I think introverts are often good at finding these little pockets of solitude, even in public spaces. You don't need an empty room to recharge. Sometimes it's just putting on headphones, looking out the window, and letting the world happen around you. After getting off the bus, there was still a bit of a walk. Perfect. Strictly apartment rentals. Strictly apartments, not houses, not townhouses, not condos, apartments.
That's the thing when you're on your own. The jokes that are inside your head are really funny when you say them out loud to yourself. But if I had my husband here with me, yeah, it would be like wah wah. One thing you may notice in Allston is that there's a lot of Asian influences here. So there is Chinese and then Vietnamese. Behind me, I passed a Korean restaurant, a Japanese arts and crafts store. I know it was Japanese because it had Hello Kitty on it. I was actually looking for building 88 and this is building 89, so I guess I gotta keep going. 55? I'm looking for 88. I think the numbers are going the wrong direction, but Google Maps says I'm heading in the right direction though. Even if I get a little lost, it's okay. It's my way of exploring the city. This is my way of exploring Allston. I've never stayed in Allston before, not in the 2 other times I've been to Boston. I usually stay in the downtown area, so this is completely new to me, and I love it. And here we go, we made it. There is 88, that's exactly what I was looking for, Super 88 Market. I know it kind of looks like 38 because that 8 is broken, but trust me, it is 88. So you should know by now, when traveling, I love visiting grocery stores. It's my way of figuring out how the locals live, and I love the change in environment. So we left the academic world of Cambridge, and then the questionable corporate/European feel of Tatte Bakery, and now we're here at some place that feels real. I just love the rawness, the authenticity, and the grittiness of this building. It's a palate cleanser after that sensory overload we had just experienced. On this building here, it's a cornerstone for the Asian immigrant community. It survived bankruptcy, corporate takeovers, and it doesn't look like they cater to influencers like Meadow Lane in New York City. Let's go check it out. I'm not sure what to expect on the inside. Yeah, I was wondering where the entrance was because I thought it was over there, but that wasn't an entrance. And over here is the entrance. Okay, so I get it. So it's more like a food hall. Yeah, for some weird reason, I thought it was a grocery store. Maybe because I'm thinking of 99 Ranch or Ranch 99, depending on who you ask, which is a Taiwanese-based supermarket. But this here, it's more like a food hall for Asian foods. And I think it's because I'm coming in on a random Thursday afternoon that not everything is open right now, but I'm sure later on it will be open. Oh wait, hold up. That's a grocery cart over there. So guess what? Maybe I was right. Maybe I did get to a grocery store. But just in case you wanted Asian food, I guess this is the place to be. But maybe not on a Thursday afternoon at 3 p.m. Okay, whew. You have no idea how relieved I feel. Okay, I'm happy, so we're inside of the grocery store now. I'm not looking for anything in particular because after all, I am from Southern California, so there's plenty of Asian grocery stores. But coming here does make me feel a little grounded. After all, when traveling to a different city, you kind of feel like you're turned upside down with all of your routines. Doing a lot of eating out because obviously you can't cook. So being here feels like a palate cleanser, even if I'm probably not going to buy anything. Mainly because I have no way to cook it and I'm going to be returning back to Southern California pretty soon. However, I can go for some milk tea because my hotel does have a fridge, so I guess I can get some milk tea. I see aloe vera drinks, all sorts of fruit drinks, but where's the milk tea? Grass jelly drink, which, you know, it's refreshing on a hot day. Milk pearl tea, no, well, sort of close, but not really. I'm not a big fan of these pearls. boba, bubbles, tapioca balls, whatever you call them in these drinks. They don't taste the same to me as they would if you went to a boba shop. But you know what? I think I'm going to get this instead. This is so cute. It is a less sugar, sparkling water, strawberry lemonade flavor, and it has Hello Kitty on it. And there's the milk tea, but it's a little too late because I decided to get the Hello Kitty drink after all.
Supermarkets aren't designed for tourists. They're designed for everyday life. Walking through the aisles tell you a lot about a neighborhood and the people who live there. And as someone who grew up in an Asian household, places like this always feels familiar, no matter what city I'm visiting.
I'm not sure if Labubus are still in fashion right now, but if you didn't get a Labubu on the first drop last summer, I guess you can get it as a peach oolong tea drink. I'm just going to do a once over because I'm looking for these particular seaweed rice cracker snacks that my husband really liked. We got it when we were in Hong Kong and I can't seem to find it again. And no, I don't know what the brand name is because it was written in Chinese and I don't read Chinese. I'm not even Chinese, so hence I don't read Chinese. Whoa, I didn't even know Oreos came in that flavor, strawberry and blueberry. I'm just used to the white cream. Or how about this to blow your mind? Peach and grape. See, that's why you have to go to an international grocery store. It really expands your mind, expands your palate. And I've been to Asia plenty of times, and of course, all the Asian supermarkets in Southern California, but this is my first time seeing this product. Only here in Boston, right?
I went to purchase the Hello Kitty sparkling water, one for me and one for my sister. Let's see if the special Oreos make it back to LA. Then it was back on the bus, but I still had a bit of a walk afterwards to my hotel.
Oh, no way. It's a little rabbit or hare. Rabbit, hare? Didn't expect to see that in the city. I mean, I once saw a fox in Dublin just randomly crossing the street. But I always thought that rabbits or hares, they tend to hang out in more wilderness areas. It is green here, but not the type of greenery I was expecting. Maximalist yard sale? I guess that's what happens when you get rid of all your junk because you went maximalist, so you pass it off to somebody else. How funny. We're back where I started this morning for my 10-mile run. That's right, I'm back at the Charles River Esplanade. After navigating all those brick buildings in Cambridge, and then the hyper-curated Tatte bakery, and then the authenticity of the Super 88 market, it's so refreshing to come back here and see the water. This is the perfect way to end the day. Traveling solo as an introvert doesn't mean avoiding the world, meaning that I just stay holed up in the hotel all day long. No, it's about navigating the world or the different neighborhoods on my own terms, knowing when to lean into something such as good food or maybe a good buy at the grocery store, and then just sitting back and relaxing and taking in the vibe of the environment. And for me, this is a great way to end the day, just watching the water move along the Charles River. Now it's back to the hotel. I got some time to put my feet up because after all, I did run 10 miles earlier this morning. But most importantly, recharge my batteries because for the rest of the trip, I'm not going to be on my own. I'm going to be with family.
Which means this is it for the introverted side of me for this trip. One thing I hope this series shows is that being an introvert doesn't mean you don't enjoy being around people. It just means you learn what helps you recharge. Those moments aren't an escape. They're how I refill my social battery. Because for the rest of the trip, I spent time with my family, and I'd rather show up fully present than completely worn out. At the end of the day, I don't think traveling as an introvert is about doing less. It's about choosing experiences that leave you feeling energized instead of exhausted. Thanks for joining me for another Introvert's Guide. I'll see you in the next adventure.